What's up guys, Shane Starnes here with Droid Monitor X. The UPS man finally brought your iPhone 7. You've taken it out of the box, you've run through the initial setup, but what other things can you do to get the most out of your new phone? I'm going to show you guys the first 10 things you should do with your iPhone 7. Let's go ahead and get started. So I have the matte black version, and as you guys can see, it picks up fingerprints like crazy. I've only had this thing out of the box for a few minutes, and also notice that this is very slick. If you have the jet black version, it is known to scratch easily, so the first thing that I would suggest is to add a slick wraps. I actually love the new colors, the jet black and the matte black on the iPhone 7, so I would actually suggest a naked slick wraps. It's gonna protect your phone from scratches, it's gonna make it less slippery, and you'll get rid of these nasty, grimy fingerprints. If your data plan includes a limited allowance, you'll want to consider turning off Wi-Fi Assist as one of the very first things you do. Wi-Fi Assist allows your phone to use cellular data even when you're connected to Wi-Fi. It's actually not a bad thing if you've got plenty of data in your allowance, as it actually improves user experience when surfing the web, but it can eat into your data allowance when you don't even realize it's happening. Go to cellular, and then all the way down to the bottom and uncheck Wi-Fi Assist. This is gonna save you money in the long run, as you're not going to unknowingly use your data. So you more than likely set up your first fingerprint in the original setup, but this is the time when I would go ahead and add the other 3 allowed fingerprints. That way, if it's sitting on a desk, you can use your index finger or your left hand. You're allowed up to 4 fingerprints, so you might as well go ahead and set those up now. So I'd go into Touch ID, add a fingerprint, and then just use all your other digits. Next up, you want to make sure to turn on Find My iPhone. This comes in handy if you misplace your iPhone somewhere, you wind up back at home one day and you don't know where you left your phone, or if it's stolen, you'll be able to find your iPhone easily. So we'll go into Settings, go to Privacy, go to Location Services, make sure Location Services is on. Go to System Services, and then make sure that Find My iPhone is turned on. You may want to consider changing the haptic feedback on the home button. It's a really awesome feature. It makes it feel like an actual click, even though all you have there is a capacitive button and a little beater bar on the inside that causes that vibration. It feels like you're clicking the button. You're actually not clicking the button, you're just feeling that vibration. Similar to what you get on the MacBook, really cool technology behind that. But in order to change that, you go into General, Home button, and then you can change the intensity of that haptic feedback. If you want a little less, go with 1, give it a try. Number 3 is just a little too much, and you'll actually feel vibration from the back, but if you really like to know that you clicked the button, then number 3 might be for you. Number 2 is pretty good. Number 1 actually feels like you're clicking something. I actually prefer number 1 myself. You want to go ahead and set up your Do Not Disturb. This way you can actually get some rest at night. You won't have to worry about being woken up by someone calling you or sending you a text message or getting an email notification at 2 o'clock in the morning. If you set up Do Not Disturb, you can actually set hours where you're not able to receive any incoming calls. As you see here, it says incoming calls from your favorites will not be silenced. So as long as you add, say, your parents or your friends, people that you would like to be able to contact you in case of emergency, add those to your favorites. Of course, you can allow calls from no one, and you can set up a schedule here as well. That way, if you know you always sleep between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m., you can go ahead and set the scheduled, or you can do it manually if you only need this for 1 day at a time. You may want to change your iPhone's name. This is the name that shows up when you're trying to connect to a network. You go to your Settings, General, About, and then you can change your name right here. Personally, I like Droid Monitor X. You can put whatever you want there. The default keyboard on the iPhone is not my favorite, and I actually like swipe functionality on my keyboards. It's just something that I've learned to love from using Android phones all of these years. You can install a third-party keyboard on the iPhone, and I would suggest the SwiftKey keyboard. All right, so once it's downloaded, we will get started. So it gives you the whole instructions on how to get this set up. So we'll go to our Settings, General, and Keyboard. Go to our keyboards, add a new keyboard, and we'll go with SwiftKey, allow full access. All right, so you tap the globe and then choose SwiftKey. As you guys can see, you do have swipe to type, and I really like that. And then also you're gonna get better predictive text, and you're also gonna get better autocorrect from a third-party keyboard. So the iPhone 7 is a pretty powerful phone. It has the new A10 processor. but you can actually speed it up by limiting the amount of applications that are able to run in the background. You can also save lots of battery life by disabling the background refreshing of applications. So to do that, we're gonna go into our settings and we'll go to general, go to background app refresh, and you can actually turn off any applications that you don't use. So I don't necessarily use Stocks or the podcast app or the news app, and now those applications won't be calling for information all day in the background, eating up precious battery. Even though these particular apps probably don't use a ton of battery, every little bit counts. So one of the last things that I always do is I change the notifications and ringtones. For some reason, the default ringtone and notification remind me of work, probably because I carry an iPhone at work and I'm always getting a call from my boss or some kind of email notification, and it just puts me in a different mindset. So I always like to, on my personal device, change the ringtone and notification. So really anything will do other than the default. All right, and the same thing with notifications. See, that reminds me of work. So I go with something totally different, and anything is better than the default in that case. Same thing with the email. All right guys, hopefully these 10 settings will make your experience even better on the iPhone 7. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to this channel for more content like this in the future. You can find more of me at droidmodderx.com. Follow me on Twitter at droidmodderx. Thanks guys for watching, be blessed. I'll see you in the next one.